Hello, everyone. This is Aaron, and this is the Oxrageous Post-game podcast for Florida and Georgia. I can tell you the thing I'm looking forward to the most, and that's watching the Georgia fans melt down this week. You know, the Georgia fans don't like Mark Richt. They haven't for years. They know they're not going to win anything with him, but they also know they're stuck with him. And every single year, he wets the bed, at least a couple of times. And when he does, they just tee off on him. They want him gone. But this has got to be their worst loss in many years. Just when they think they've turned the tables for a decade or more on the series after winning 3 in a row, they come out as double-digit favorites against a beaten-down Gator team and just get stomped. I mean, flattened. 6 passes and 60 runs. Now, if you're Will Muschamp, this is what dreams are made of. That was a perfect Will Muschamp game plan. In Will Muschamp's mind, 10 runs to every pass is known as a balanced offense. And, a lot of people have wondered, if we weren't going to pass, why put Treon Harris in there anyway? I mean, Jeff Driscoll can hand off just like anyone else, and he can run a little bit himself. The only answer I can think of is I guess the guys play better when Harris is in there. They'd given up on Driscoll. And, of course, the offensive line was dominant. They pushed Georgia all over the place. The first quarter things didn't look so good. Georgia came out running Chubb all over us. 100-plus yards rushing in the first quarter, and it was here we go again. And the defense clamped down and really played well for the rest of the game. And we just turned Matt Jones and Kelvin Taylor loose. 25 carries for each of them. 197 yards for Taylor and 192 for Matt Jones. Just amazing. And I don't even know if Treon Harris attempted a pass in the second half, maybe one. But what a demoralizing loss for Georgia. And the truth is the Gator fans are a bit uneasy because, well, let's be honest, they're afraid of Muschamp being retained. So the fan base has kind of been painted into a corner here. But that's okay. I think we all thoroughly enjoyed that beatdown. I know I did. The Muschamp situation is out of my control. But I think it's probably pretty safe to say you're not going to win much going forward, passing 6 times and running 60. Not in the SEC anyway. After the Missouri loss, I was contacted by 2 people who claimed to have knowledge of the situation, whatever's going on behind the scenes, that Muschamp had already been let go. He'd already been told he was not going to be retained after this year. They just weren't going to make it public. That's what I was told by 2 different people. I don't know if it's accurate or not. I do know that Muschamp didn't look that happy at the end of this game. Maybe he looked a little bit relieved, but I would have expected him to be a little more jubilant than he was. And seeing that makes me wonder if that's true, if he's gone, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing. I don't know. I firmly believe he won't be retained for next year, but this win at least keeps him from getting fired on Monday. But nevertheless, it was a great win. We've won both our rivalry games so far this year. We got one more left with FSU. Certainly no reason to talk about that one yet. But you can never complain when you beat a rival. And Georgia had been asking for it. They're arrogant when they lose. They think they're the kings of college football when they're winning, despite not having won a national championship since 1980. So as much as the Georgia fans want us to keep Muschamp, we Gator fans want them to keep Mark Richt. He's the one thing we can count on. They'll never get over the hump with that loser on the sideline. So I want everyone to live this win up. If you know any Georgia fans, let them have it. Stick it up their rear end. We haven't been able to smack talk to anybody outside of maybe Tennessee for a long time. Take advantage. And it definitely will be interesting to see how the team responds going forward for the rest of the season. As I already said, they're going to be seeing a lot of 8 and 9-man fronts, I would think, going forward. They're going to have to be able to pass the football. Anyway, live it up, Gators. If nothing else, we finally took back bragging rights from those idiots. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and go Gators.